All right, we're recording. Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Did everybody have their pink this morning? Or did everybody have it? If you haven't had it, get your pink drink. It is a beautiful day in Minnesota. We are going to have record-breaking temperatures this weekend. Who's excited for spring? Yay! Unfortunately, my boys are not too excited because that means our ice rink is completely mud. Because we built our ice rink over our garden. So we have sloppy black mud. Not fun for the boys. But anyway, I am going to talk to you guys today. First of all, recognition. I want to recognize Sandra Aldrich. She sponsored 4 people this week, and they all came in with a backup order on. So congratulations to Sandra. Super excited about that. I also want to congratulate Cindy Gardner. Cindy went silver this week. How exciting is that? Good job, Cindy. I almost have all my level 1s now in this group, silver or more. Megan is probably going to hit silver this week or next. So we're going to have another silver in the house. So that's pretty exciting. Love, love, love that. And I want to congratulate, it doesn't look like Brandy and Clint are on, but of course, as many of you know, they had their precious baby girl at about 34 weeks and 4 days or 5 days. So she came early, but she's super healthy and she's doing great. And after she was born, they scored her at about 38 weeks. So how great is that? Praise the Lord for that. So last week we talked about, because it was Valentine's Day, I trained you guys about the opposite of love. We talked about some of the things that we needed to hate because we realized hate is a motivational word because nobody likes that feeling of loathing or that position of not liking a situation so bad that you're actually willing to change it. So we kind of did a reverse psychology on the Valentine week last week. And we talked about the things that we hated. And this week, I'm going to talk to you guys about having a breakthrough in your business. But before we go on, I would love to introduce to you guys all our wonderful, amazing Emerald Ambassador, Ruthie Horner. And Ruthie is going to talk to you guys a little bit about training. And we're going to keep going on this whole signing up with backup orders on and the importance of that and being coachable. So she's all practiced and ready to go, right, Ruthie?
Woohoo! Indeed.
So welcome. Thank you so much for being a guest on our call today.
Oh, you're welcome, Wendy. Thank you for asking me. This is so, out of all those things in your business that you love, this is the thing that I love the most. I love doing Zooms and I love teaching. And so I'm so thankful that you invited me on today. So what I'm going to talk about today is something that you may have heard a lot about recently. And I know that I have been talking a lot about it recently, been posting. We even have a contest going in Team Wellness about this issue. And that is the issue of auto qualification orders, or as we like to call them, personal convenience orders, right? Okay, so why is it a big deal? Well, let me tell you what happens when someone joins with no auto ship order on. Typically, we see it when we're looking at reports, and probably 50 to 75% of the people who join without an auto ship order, they get their products the first month, use them. They might think they're pretty okay, but they're only using them for 30 days. And at the end of that 30 days, they're thinking, I'm not sure. I don't know if it really, made that much of a difference. So they either forget to order again, or they decide that they have not seen the results that they want to, and so they just decide not to order again. So what good is that doing them? Is that okay? There I am. I'm
sorry.
No, that's fine. But is that any benefit to them if we have them join and then they do not see the results that they want? It is not a benefit to them. So we want to do everything we can to help our new ambassadors be successful. So the first reason that we need to have people's personal convenience orders on when they join is for their own success. We want them successful. So let me ask you this. Why is it that this issue seems to be one that bogs us down? Why is it that we fret and worry about this so much? And I would propose that the reason is fear. We are either afraid that we are being selfish, or we are afraid that we are going to come across pushy and salesy. So if we are afraid of being selfish, I'm going to just block that fear for you in a little bit. But if we're afraid of being pushy and salesy, hey, we are doing what they need us to do in order for them to have success. We need to just get that thought and that concept out of our mind, because this is the best thing for them, all right? This is a business of overcoming fear. And so I would like you to examine yourself right now and ask yourself if this is something that you are fearful of. Am I afraid to tell somebody, when you join, we turn our AQ orders on? That's just what we do. Do you have a fear of that? And if you do have a fear of that, why? And I would suggest to you that when we have struggled with this, and I will use myself as an example, having struggled with this in the past, that fear shows my pride. It shows that I care more about what other people think than I do about what's good for them. And that's kind of a concept that it can jab you a little bit. But guys, if you really think about it, that's what fear is. I'm afraid of something. And what am I afraid of? That they're going to think badly of me. They're going to think I'm trying to push something at them. If you have the right concept of why we do this, you can blow that fear out of the water. You can say, I get it. I understand this is for their good. We want success for our ambassadors. And by having the auto shipment on, we are helping them get success. And so if this is something that you have pushed back at a little bit, if you have kind of put the brakes on and been like, yeah, if they do it, that's fine. If they don't, that's fine too. I can tell you that you will never have a successful team if that is your mindset. So I am challenging you today to break through that mindset and that fear and that pride and say, I'm going to learn how to do this well because I want the best for them. I want the best for someone else, okay? So how do you do that? So when you are walking from someone through the order or through the joining process, you get to the auto ship order and you say, so the next step is where we select an auto ship order. This is a personal convenience order to make sure that you never run out of your product. Which one would you choose? That's it. You don't have to do a big explanation telling them why and how and, making up reasons about why it's a good thing. When you do that, you're projecting onto them your fear. You're projecting that onto them, and then they're going to be like, oh, maybe I should be worried about that. Perhaps this is something that I shouldn't do. Ooh, red flag, It's just something we do. It's matter of fact. We just do it, okay? So that's how to do it in the midst of the process. Don't feel like you have to fret about it, all right? And so the words I would say to you, and that I have spoken to myself before, it's all coming back to me, I've done this, is get over yourself. Does that pierce you? I hope so. Because we don't change unless we are moved. And sometimes those words that we say to ourselves can move us. So get over yourself. That's what I'm saying to you about this, okay? So number one, customer success is the first reason. And the second reason is a strong team. So you will never build a strong team if your new ambassadors are consistently coming in without AQ on, pure and simple. Now, the question would be is, do you want to do this business right or not? And I will tell you a little bit about why I want to do it right. See, I believe that God gave me this business to save my family from financial ruin. And I can either choose to make the most of that and do it the best I can, Or I can kind of squander it and say, well, I guess, I'm making enough now to, pay for a car payment or whatever. That's fine. I'm just content to sit right here. So I don't need to push myself through these fears and make my business the best it can be. I won't do it. I will not squander this opportunity that God gave me. And whether you're a Christian or not, I have to believe that you think this is a blessing. This business is a blessing, whether you acknowledge it came from God or not, but I do. And I know he gave this to me. And I think of the parable of the talents in the Bible where, Jesus gave things to several men and they did different things with them. And the one who buried the talents, buried what he gave them, they were reprimanded. And the one who grew them and used them to the best of their ability, they were praised and rewarded. And someone has said, and I don't know who said it, but I love this quote, there are people waiting on the other side of my obedience. There are people who need this waiting. And I want to build my team the best I can so that I can have financial resources to bless those people who need me. I want to build my team the best I can so that my team can be successful and they can learn how to build strong teams and they can use the financial resources that they're being blessed with to bless others. I want to do this well. And so when you are suggesting to someone to turn on their AQ, you are not being selfish. You are looking at the bigger picture of what this is. Goodness gracious, we have gold in our hands, people. Let's use it. Let's do the best that we can with it because this is an awesome opportunity that if we don't do it well, it's going to pass us by. And you're going to look back in 5 years and say, why didn't I do better with that? Why didn't I push through my fear? Why didn't I take the chance and do the right thing? Why didn't I grow myself? Okay, so I know we're getting deep here with this AQ, right? And on the surface, it would be like, yeah, Ruthie, it's just an AQ order. Okay, can you think bigger picture with me? Can you think about why this is so important? I hope you can. And even if you've heard this before, and even if you feel comfortable with it, some on your team probably don't. And so them hearing this from you, hearing the reasons why it's important to have it on, why it's important to get a welcome pack. It's the most inexpensive way they will ever get the product. It is the best deal. Everybody should be getting a welcome pack and everybody having their AQ on, all right? So you say, you're talking with someone about this and you say, this person is just not ready. They're just not willing to commit to an AQ. I'm saying that they're not ready to be an ambassador then, right? They would be better served to be a customer because you will deal with them long term as a customer with in a very caring manner where they are catered to. You will treat them like royalty. And yes, you treat your team well too. But as a customer, there's just something special. They're just elevated up to a higher spot. And so I want you to think about that. If they say, no, I just want to get my Slim every month, you know what? They're better as a customer. And they can be treated with care from you and given the care that they deserve. So that's the hope, is that every new ambassador coming in has an AQ set of 100 or over to guarantee their success and to help you build your business strong. And that is the least selfish thing that you could do. All right? I hope that's helpful.
That's so helpful. And I love it when Ruthie speaks because she can say really hard things in a really sweet voice. And she doesn't scare you. When I talk, it gets a little fiery, and sometimes people are like, okay, Wendy, back off. But you know what? This is how we balance each other, right, Ruthie? We're good that way.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so there are a couple of key things that stuck out at me that Ruthie talked about. She talked about our fear, how we might look to other people, and she talked about our comfort zone. And those all actually tie in with the story that I want to share with you guys today. And like Ruthie said in her preface, whether you're a Christian or not, it doesn't matter. I love stories, and this story just happens to come from the Bible. And we are going to be addressing those very things. And I'm going to talk to you guys about the lame man by the pool. And this story comes from John chapter 5, verse 1. And this is the lame man who lay by the pool for 38 years waiting to be healed. And he laid there with a whole bunch of other people that were sick, can't walk, they were paralyzed. They had, various issues going on, and they always waited for this opportunity when the angel would come down, the angel of the Lord would come down and stir up the water, and the first person who touched or got into the water was healed. And this man laid there for 38 years waiting for his opportunity to be healed. Now, you guys all know what it's like being in a place of comfort, people with the same issues, people with the same gripes, people with the same verbalizations on, not why things don't work well in their life. And to be fair, this man really couldn't walk. And when Jesus came and he asked him, "Do you want to be well?" the man didn't even think. I almost think that the man, not only could he not walk, but he could not hear very good either. Because when Jesus said, "Do you want to be well?" he said, "But Jesus, nobody will put me in the water." And instantly, his situation became somebody else's problem. It wasn't his own. There was no ownership. Now, just to back this story up, I went ahead and did some scientific research using Facebook. We all know what kind of good scientific research that can be, right? Using Facebook. And I put a question out there on my Facebook wall that said, if there could be a breakthrough in your life, what would it be? And a lot of people, probably 99% of the people asked, and you guys didn't know that I was maybe setting you up for this, but about 99% of the people responded that they wanted a breakthrough in their situation rather than in themselves. See, when we have a hardship in our life, we want God to fix the problem. How many of us ever ask the Lord to fix us? That's a big deal. Not one person said, "Lord, I want you to fix my selfishness. I want you to fix my fear. I want you to fix my uncomfortableness. I want you to fix my pride. I want you to fix my unforgiving spirit. I want you to fix my finance." It's just like the change starts here in the heart. And when you can recognize that's where change will begin, that is when your breakthrough will happen, and that is when the excuses will stop. So, going back to the story about the man laying by the pool, when Jesus asked him, "Do you want to be well?" and his reply was, "But nobody will put me in the water," Jesus said, "Get up and pick up your mat and walk." And the man did. And he didn't need anybody to put him in the water. He realized the change came from within, and it came from the faith that he had. And I am asking you guys today, if you need a breakthrough in your business, you need to check your faith. You need to check the changes in your heart that need to happen. And that, you guys, is when your breakthrough will begin. And that is what I wanted to train on you guys. If you have never read that story, it's really, really good. And I think you're going to love it. And to watch that man get up and walk away, all because Jesus said, "Do it." And here I am telling you guys, do it. Quit blaming other people. Quit blaming all the problems. Quit blaming all the rejection. Quit blaming that you don't have friends on Facebook. Quit blaming the fact that you're an introvert. Quit blaming the fact that we have back office issues. Quit blaming shipping. It begins with you. That is when your business is going to happen. So that is our training for today, you guys. I'm so excited for another great weekend, and we are going to have another challenge for this week. Oh, and I'm going to do a drawing for the people that all did their live video. You have until today to do your live video on Facebook. If you haven't done it yet, get it done today, and everybody who did it is going to get put in a drawing for the gift certificate to Amazon. So, all right. Have a great day, everybody, and we will see you next Friday. Have a great weekend. Bye.